All right, YouTube. So I know my garden bed right here is becoming heavily overgrown, but I've been at work and I haven't had daylight hours to come play in the garden and get this situation cleaned up. What I wanted to show y'all in this video though, I found a long-awaited melon. This is Melon Mexicano. Just one of the sweetest melons I've ever eaten before. As far as taste is concerned, and it also, oh, that's two of them right there. I had only saw one. Look, that's the second one down there. Now, I don't want to move this pineapple leaf too much because I don't know where the vines are connected at. Oh, here's a third one. Wow. So that's one, two. Then next to that second one, that's a third one down there, three. So there should be a few Melon Mexicanos in this general vicinity. The vines are basically right here. You can see basically where you see these yellow flowers at. They're starting to close though, because it's toward the end of the day. But you can notice the yellow flowers all around in this area. So I need to come and clean this up. My real issue is, or my real dilemma is, I have these snowbank white blackberry variety growing in here, and it's growing like a weed. So it grows real fast. The shoots are coming up everywhere. I know blackberry spread, but I didn't intend for this one to spread as much as it's doing, and it's been interfering with me being able to enter this garden bed just due to all the thorns. I need to put gloves on just to be able to really grab these branches and prune them and get them out of there. But now that I see these Melon Mexicanos are setting fruit, which I've been waiting on for quite a while, now I feel that it's necessary to clean up the snowbank white blackberry vines. So I'm gonna just clip them at ground level, and that'll give me access to some of these fruits. And I want to basically be able to organize these a little bit better than what they are, because I don't want some of them may be on the soil, and I don't want that. But it looks like at least two of them are on top of the pineapple leaf, so that's protected. This third one down here looks to be on the soil, so I want to get that off the soil so nothing eats into the bottom of the melon, which I experienced last season in my other garden when I was growing Melon Mexicano. Now I also have this naked seeded squash growing. It's only one vine in here, so I want to get all that cleaned up and just separate it so I can have a good eye on everything. Because now that these melons are swelling, are setting fruit and swelling, now they shouldn't be too far off from harvest. So here's the two melons, and they look great. They look excellent. And here's that third one, which seems to be the largest. And I'm pretty sure there's many more in there. That's just what's directly in front of me. I can't actually reach into this area yet because of those thorns. I don't want to cut myself up. Here's a pineapple, the Florida Special pineapple. They're growing on top of it. Let's see. Red and sweet watermelon. Still fruit sets are coming on. The vines are producing flowers. Here's a recent fruit set that may be from yesterday or so. From yesterday or 2 days ago. But red and sweet honestly hasn't been doing too well for me, if I'm going to just be blunt about it. It hasn't been doing well. The melons have been coming out small, which is not normal for this specific garden. Everything that I've grown in this garden has grown large. The smallest melon that I may have harvested out this garden was about 8 to 10 pounds from different varieties. There were 8 to 10 pounds, and those vines were producing multiple fruits, and the smallest fruits came out to that size. So I'm used to having upwards of 30-pound melons or more coming out of this garden. Now I came out here today and I noticed that this one was like this. I did notice blossoming rot developing on it a few days ago. So that may have split open. Doesn't look like an animal got into it, because otherwise it would have been more damage, I believe. Here's a red and sweet that's beginning to ripen up. If we check out the ripening signs, you can see the tendril is very much dry. It's dry all the way to the stem. I'm just waiting on these hairs on the umbilical to begin drying. You can see the hairs on there, they're starting to shorten. They're starting to become much shorter. So I'm just waiting on those to dry. Oh, it looks like this vine has died out on this end right here, but the behind the vine is still alive though. So the actual vine itself is alive, but everything beyond that has died off for some reason. So this is the last melon on that vine, or the only melon, I guess. It seems to be about the same size as the first red and sweet that I harvested. It may just be a tad bit larger. You can see the green netting that I pointed out in my harvest video of the last red and sweet. You can see this green netting starting to develop where this was a dominant white color at first, but now it's taking on that green netting. And also, you know, I say you should wait for the dry marks to form on the umbilical, and that coincides with the hairs drying up. So you can see this brown mark right here is drying just as this would dry, just as the tendril would dry. And it will become a little more drier as these hairs continue to shrivel. Like I said, I'm used to having much larger melons coming from this garden. So this isn't normal. I believe something may have happened with the seeds during their pollination last season. They were open pollinated, I believe, so we'll see as it grows. The melon is only a few days off from ripening. This one right here is going to get pulled. This one is coming from a different vine. I had about 2 or 3 vines growing over here. I'm gonna save the seeds from it. There's so many fruit flies in there though, so I'm gonna wait for that. And this one wasn't ready to harvest. Oh, and look, if you notice how white this is between these two, that means this melon wasn't ready yet. And that white, it's not even letting go. There it is. And that white, this basically means that that melon was nowhere near ready. You can see the green right here. The green netting starts forming once it's getting ready to be able to separate easily from the vine. So once this dries out a little more, once those hairs shrivel up a little more, that stem will just be able to pop right off from the melon. If you have to fight it, it's not its ripest. So if you have to fight it while taking it off while trying to remove that stem, it's not its ripest. Just like I had to fight this one. And you can see nutrients, water, moisture still passing through there, and it still had hairs on the umbilical. All right, so that's my update for right now. That's red and sweet. It's growing. Obviously, it's growing, but I think there may be some genetic issues with the seeds that I received for that variety. Here's a Melon Mexicano female bloom that's open right now. Let's see if I can. No, I can't step in there. But there's plenty of blooms. This is a male bloom. You can see there's nothing under there. And then this female bloom, which is growing inside of this okra. You can see the immature fruit under there. So yeah, I'm about to start collecting some materials. I'm gonna go get me some clippers and whatnot, and I'm about to get this cleaned up. Hopefully in the next update, I'll be able to show a pristine looking garden bed. All those snowbank white blackberries will be out of there, and we'll be able to see everything that's in there. Once this Melon Mexicano ripens up, oh look, another one hanging. So there's a lot of them in here. I planted a bunch of Melon Mexicano seeds. I received them from a gardening friend. You can see that one's just hanging there. So I received the seeds from a gardening friend. He asked me to grow it out because this variety requires a long season. And I can vouch for that. It definitely does require a long season, at least 4 months to grow. The melons grow to about 1 pound, maybe 1 to 2 pounds. I wouldn't say that they'll get any more larger than 3 pounds, but it's the sweetest melon I ever eaten, literally. And I like melons, so that says a lot coming from me. So plenty flowers, and honestly, I can smell some type of fruit in here. So I wouldn't be surprised if there is a ripe Melon Mexicano in here. So I just need to get in there. But it actually smells kind of overripe. But once the melons are ripe, you can smell them. You can smell them from a football field away. So, I mean, once they're ripe, those things, at least 100 yards away, you'll be able to smell it. You'll know if you're walking out to your garden and you just smell something fruity and you're growing Melon Mexicano. It's the Melon Mexicano. All right, so see y'all in the next one. Here's a vine stretching way over here. Escaped the garden bed. And here's a female flower that has set fruit. This one looks like it was open yesterday. And that flower is swelling. So high production. Bunch of seeds planted in a small space. See y'all in the next one.